Welcome everyone, Jim Williams here. JWW on the Move, coming to you from the beautiful paradise of Central Florida. Today, my son-in-law Ryan and I are out on a day of discovery. First, we're going to check out what happened to the Holyland Experience up in Orlando. Then it's off up to Gotha, Florida, to the Woodlawn Cemetery. We're looking for Bob Ross' grave. Bob Ross, the famous painter from the 1980s and 90s, TV personality, painter extraordinaire, Bob Ross. We're going to find his gravesite. Then, wonder of wonders, we find a street full of statues. That's right, statues up in Gotha, Florida. Stay with us to the end. See what it's all about. JWW on the Move. What's left of the Holyland Experience? The Holyland Experience was a Christian-themed attraction located near I-4 at Conroy Road. It was designed to make visitors feel as though they had actually entered Jerusalem during the time of Jesus. The idea came from Marvin Rosenthal, a Baptist minister of Jewish ancestry and founder of a missionary organization called Zion's Hope. His organization bought the Orlando property in 1989, and the Holyland Experience officially opened February 2001. It was described as a living biblical museum, although really it operated much more like a small theme park. It included recreations of Jerusalem streets and gates, the Garden Tomb, a model of first century Jerusalem. They had live presentations of the Last Supper, the crucifixion of Christ, and the resurrection. There were costumed Roman soldiers and biblical characters. They also had Bible studies and worship services and musical productions. One of the most serious historical attractions was the Scriptorum. The Scriptorum opened in 2002. It displayed portions of the Van Campen collection, including rare Bibles, manuscripts, scrolls, and early printed scripture. The collection was regarded as one of the largest privately assembled collection of biblical antiquities. The Holyland Experience struggled financially, and in 2007 was sold to the Trinity Broadcasting Network, TBN. TBN expanded the property and placed greater emphasis on large theatrical and musical productions. TBN added the enormous Church of All Nations, a roughly 2,000-seat auditorium styled somewhat like a Roman Colosseum. It also added a children's area, restaurants, television production facilities, and elaborate live shows. But despite the expansion, the attendance and revenues apparently never made the attraction financially sustainable. In February 2020, management announced that 118 employees would be laid off and that most theatrical performances, stores, and food operations would end. The park closed when the COVID-19 shutdown began in March of 2020 and never returned to normal operation. In August 2021, TBN sold the approximate 14-acre property to Advent Health. Very little remains of the biblical attraction. Demolition began in the spring of 2023. The recreated Jerusalem streets, the Garden Tomb, the shops, the stages, the Scriptorum, and most of the other buildings were torn down. The huge Church of All Nations and the Scriptorium were among the final major structures demolished in June of 2023. Advent Health began construction of a freestanding emergency facility on part of the property. The original project was described as a one-story emergency department with 24 patient bays and possibly later a medical department on the remainder of the land. So as you pass by today, you will not see any of the Great Temple, the Roman Colosseum, or any of the Jerusalem buildings. What you will see is the Advent Health full medical use of the property. So that was the beginning and the end of the Holyland Experience, Orlando, Florida. One quick word about the Scriptorum Museum. Its centerpiece was the Van Campen collection, assembled beginning in 1986 by a wealthy investment manager and Bible collector, Robert D. Van Campen, and his wife, Judith. The Scriptorium was designed as a walk-through history of how the biblical text was written, preserved, translated, and eventually printed. What you saw when you went inside the Scriptorum Museum were real biblical antiquities, including ancient scrolls, handwritten manuscripts, codices, and early printed Bibles. The Van Campen collection did not belong to the Holyland Experience. It actually was on loan to them by the Van Campen Foundation. When the park was sold in 2021, the collection was removed from the premises and returned to the care of the Van Campen Foundation. Duck!
Look at them little things, so cute. We got little white tufts on their nose, or that one does. I don't know if it's a feather stuck to his nose or what. It looks like it was completed and half of it fell down because you see there's some right in that right hand corner there is some of the picture. That is cool though.
I have to check and see if there's some kind of renovation project going on.
Yeah, I guess you're right. I was not even, I thought this green tarp was just the way it was set up. But yeah, that looks like they're going to tear it down or redo it or something.
Yeah, the bottom right-hand corner, there's a blue piece.
Yeah.
I think you're right. Part of it fell off, I guess.
Yeah. Well, I hope they restore it. This is a pretty big cemetery.
Moses with the Ten Commandments. And each of those stones around the statue is each one marked with the Ten Commandments. How cool is that?
All right, we are in section O of the Woodlawn Cemetery, and we are looking for Bob Ross's grave. I've made it this far because I read that look for the white marble colonnade with the statues, and that is exactly what we have up here. The next tip was walk in about 8 rows. I'm on number 6, 7, and 8. I would imagine it would have a bunch of fan left flowers. No, I'm not seeing it yet. Okay, took about 10 minutes for me to find it. Finally had to find this picture online of the angle. So I matched it up like a filming location. Like that. And here's Bob Ross's grave. Little happy trees. We've all seen Bob Ross, I'm sure. Always seemed like a very nice guy. He's always on PBS. Very comforting to watch. If you want just a relaxing day or if you're going to sleep, Bob Ross is perfect for that. And he was such a heck of a painter. I mean, just those landscapes he painted just were so beautiful. Little happy trees. It's cute. People have put little paint brushes in. Little palette. Oh my gosh. There's a mermaid painting here. What? No way. I'm gonna have to take a picture of that and send it to Faith. That is insane. Some more paintbrushes. Somebody's got a little piggy bank of them, a little froggy. And another painting back there that's getting wet. Nice flowers. Bob Ross, October 29th, 1942 to July 4th, 1995. Oh, he died on July 4th. He's like an American tradition. He's a staple Americana guy. Oh, man.
We're on our way to check out a place here in Gotha, Florida, called Statue Street. Should be interesting. We have duly arrived on 8th Street here in Gotha, looking for the statues. Statue Street is also called the Gotha Statue Parade. It's not an official attraction.
Is on the right.
It's not really part of a city park. All right, then. Basically, it's a privately owned collection of statues that are displayed along the roadside on 8th Street in Gotha, Florida. What do you see when you go by there? You'll see Roman, medieval-looking soldiers and a chariot. There are elephants, giraffes, lions, and other animals.
That's pretty neat.
Horses and wagons, angels, and religious figures. The classic style human statues Roman legion or something.
Yeah, Romans or the Greeks.
Got the horses with the chariots. A couple of tough guys.
Looks like they're mad at something.
It does.
Oh, they're all overgrown. Makes it even more strange.
It's a rhinoceros, I guess.
I think so too.
A couple of zebras in the woods.
Got some babar elephants over here. You ever watch the cartoon Babar?
Babar.
Yep.
I really remember hearing about it. I don't remember ever watching it. We got lions back in the forest. Back
Yeah,
in
like what?
giraffes. Look at that big giraffe back there.
Holy smokes.
Here comes another one. Another giraffe. More lions.
Very curious that they just let nature reclaim the area. Makes you wonder what else is back in there in the weeds.
Yeah.
Oh, and it's not done yet. Pretty awesome.
These are angels. Well, those two are angels. Got Jesus on the cross.
These are always so sad, the crying angels.
Yeah. Oh, looked like a seat there for a second. More angels.
Guess it could be a seat if you really wanted it to be.
If you needed one.
Yeah. Those are pretty darn spectacular.
That bear. Whoa.
Darn it. That is a big boy. Yep, a private property.
Some got on their wall over here.
The nautical themed. Squirrel.
Started to use it in a while. Tried to carve something. What was that, an alligator?
It's like a
Used to be an alligator.
gator or a... Yeah, it's a gator. That looks like a squirrel now. It's pretty strange that everything back here seems to have died a long time ago.
I don't know if we can get out this way or not. We may have to drive back through that.
Uh-oh. Where are we going?
Vintage rusty truck, along with Granddaddy's tractor and a riding lawnmower. And another vintage rusty truck. Well, that's not a truck, that's a... Is that an SUV? What is that?
Looks like a Blazer.
Land Rover? Something. In the 4th chapter of Mark, Jesus teaches a parable. Beginning at verse 3, he says, "Listen, behold, a sower went out to sow. And as he sowed, some seeds fell among the path, and the birds came and devoured it. Other seed fell on rocky ground, where it did not have much soil, and immediately it sprang up, and since it had no depth of soil. And when the sun rose, it was scorched, and since it did not have root, it withered away. Other seed fell among thorns, and the thorns grew up and choked it, and it yielded no grain. And other seed fell into good soil and produced grain, growing up and increasing and yielding 30-fold and 60-fold and 100-fold. And he said, He who has ears, let him hear." Later his apostles came to him and asked him to explain the parable. So he does, beginning at verse 14. The sower sows the word. And these are the ones along the path where the word is sown. When they hear, Satan immediately comes and takes away the word that is sown in them. And these are the ones sown on rocky ground, the ones who, when they hear the word, immediately receive it with joy. But they have no root in themselves. They endure for a while, and then when tribulation or persecution arises on account of the word, immediately they fall away. And others are the ones sown among thorns. They are those who hear the word, but the cares of the world and the deceitfulness of riches and the desire for other things enters in and choke the word, and it proves unfruitful. But those that are sown on the good soil are the ones who hear the word, accept it, and bear fruit 30-fold, 60-fold, and 100-fold. Dear friends, these are the words of God for your heart. As you hear them, as you read them on your own, you need to ask yourself this question: which one of these am I? When you hear the word, does Satan simply come and steal it away? You don't care about it. You don't want to hear it. Don't ever make me listen to that again. Is that you? Or are you someone like the rocky ground? Because there's no depth of understanding. You hear the word, you get excited, you receive it with gladness, but then when trouble comes, when persecution comes, when trials come, what do? You throw it away. You give up. You go another way. You say, who wants to do this? I came to Christ for a better life, and I'm not having a better life. So this Jesus thing isn't real. Is that you? Or are you the one sown on thorny ground? You hear the word, you receive it, but other things in your life choke out the word. Cares for other things, lust after other things, desire for riches, desire for other things, fame, acceptance, all these things. They choke out the word. So what began in your youth as a great excitement, following Jesus, love the Lord, suddenly dies away. Is that you? Is that what happened to you? Or are you the one where it says it fell on good soil, a heart that was ready and ripe to hear the word, embrace the word, implement the word, so that you produce fruit? And what is that fruit? That fruit is the evidence of a new heart, a new spirit, a new life, having died to the old life, now living a new life. Is that you? Are you a changed person from what you were when you were living and loving your sin? 4 kinds of hearts, 4 kinds of responses. Which one are you? Well, that's going to do it for today, folks. Thank you so much for joining us in our little excursion around the beautiful paradise of Central Florida. If you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Thank you so much. Appreciate your continued prayers, and I hope that this day is a blessed day for you, and that you will go spread goodness into your world. Put goodness out there. Speak the truth into the darkness and see what happens. Don't forget to subscribe to Ryan and Faith's channel, Mermaid Faith. Go check them out, subscribe, and look at their videos, watch their stuff. A lot of good stuff going on. Young, energetic, going places and doing things. You need to check them out. Thank you for your continued support here, for your prayers. When you leave your comments, be sure to leave any questions that you have. I'll do my best to answer them. And if you leave your name and your town, I will from time to time give a shout out to as many people as I can. Until next time, God bless you. And if the Lord wills, I will see you in the next video. Goodbye. Duck!
Wow.
Great.